Welcome to episode 12 of Echoes from the Arena. This episode is entitled The Rivals. Dad?
Yes, and tonight we'll be talking about two rivals who have been around for quite a long time in English football. Arsenal versus Man U. And as a matter of fact, they actually play
Tomorrow,
tomorrow afternoon.
which is
Um,
why I'm going to try to get my hardest to get this episode up
that's right.
before, say, 9:30 tonight, if I'm quick.
So both of these football clubs have a unique and remarkable history.
Hmm.
Way too intricate and all absorbing to discuss adequately in only 1 hour, but we're going to do our best to give you the flavor and the sights and sounds of Arsenal versus Manchester United.
And so how, besides them playing tomorrow in kind of the marquee Sunday matchup, why is this something that we would talk about? Is we have allegiances to
Yes, yes,
one and the other.
yeah,
So,
and actually, it's interesting the way we became enamored with our teams. We
mm,
have a dear friend.
yep.
He's like a brother to me. He's like an uncle to you. He got us. Well, he got. I think he got me. I don't know about you, Maddie, but he got me interested in the Premier League
Yeah.
and most notably Manchester United. He is from Northern Ireland,
Hmm.
and from what I'm in the midst of reading a biography of the team and from its beginnings, and the lot of people in Northern Ireland are Manchester U fans.
Is it,
Yes,
was it
Roy
because of Roy?
McIlroy is a Man U fan.
Oh, is it?
So, so uh, don't know
I
how and
wonder if
why.
is it Roy Keane or something?
It could be Roy Keane. It also could be George Best. George Best was a Northern Irishman.
Oh, he was Northern. Okay. Well,
So
that's more or less
it
what
could
I
have
thought.
very well been the players that played for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, uh, he got me involved with Man U, and I believe did he get you an Arsenal jersey when you were
Yes, I
young?
had the JVC.
Okay,
That
okay.
what is that? That's like Sony's upper level at the time
Yes, yes.
in the late 80s, mid or early mid 90s.
Hmm.
I don't even know if they're still around, but yeah, I got that one.
Okay, okay.
Um, that was the one that I wore around as a kid and then just started to follow them as I got older.
And I just think I'm not sure exactly when NBC started to televise their games, but I know I've been watching it for a number of years now and
Yeah.
really enjoy the broadcasts, really enjoy English football in the league. And I don't want to offend any other nationality, nation out there, but I do believe the best football is being played in the Premier League. I just think it's an incredible league with some really talented players.
Well, you saw Sunderland come up today and
Right.
pummel West Ham in the second half. Um, it seems to me top to bottom, but let's also put the caveat in that we're uh by comparison new Premier League fans
Right. Exactly.
compared to those that have been following these. So I do not consider myself an expert by any stretch of the imagination.
Nor do I. Nor do I.
This is much more of an opinion, but uh, an opinion, an excuse me, an opinion piece type of episode. But I do have some history, and Dad, why don't you start off with some of the stuff that you've got?
Sure.
Do you have anything on the very first meeting?
I don't have anything on the first meeting. I do have some early history of the team, and like most teams of the era in which they began, many of these teams started as clubs that were tied into companies or what have you. The same was true actually in America because the Green Bay Packers started as they were meat
They
packers,
were meat packers.
the company that started the Green Bay Packers. So, but anyway, getting over to Manchester United, they were founded in 1878, and they were founded by the Newton Heath LYR, uh, which is actually the Lancashire Yorkshire Railway Depot. So they became known as the Newton Heath LYR Football Club. So the
Their
people that founded them were railway workers. Yes.
their first meeting was in October of 1894.
Okay.
Their first meeting with Arsenal was they drew 3-3 against Woolwich Arsenal,
Okay. Okay.
which was their name at the time. And it
Okay.
was Newton Heath drew against Woolwich Arsenal in 1894, October, in front of 4,000 fans.
Well, there you go. So there you go. So the rivalry is born in
Mm.
what was it, 1894?
1894.
Great. Uh, Man U's original colors, believe it or not, were green and gold. They um
Hmm.
they competed in regional leagues before joining the football league, which is what the the association was called back in the day. And now you said they played in 1892, or I'm sorry,
Four.
1894. Uh, Man U joined the league in 1892. So I don't know if the league was just forming in the 1890s
That
or if
maybe
it
that was
had
the
been in
first year
place.
that Arsenal was in the league.
Right, that could be true
Could
too.
be.
Yes, that
Yeah.
could be true too. Um, the a few other facts here, and I'll let you jump in a little bit because I don't want to just sit here and go down facts. So I'll let you jump in a
So,
moment.
well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, the unfortunately for Man U, they had financial woes, and in 1902 they almost uh, disappeared.
Mm.
However, not surprisingly, a local brewery owner by the name of John Henry Davies invested £500 to save the club, which today would be about £79,000. It was
Okay.
then
That's not a
that
small
the
amount.
that the that the team was renamed Manchester United. So you got anything interesting Arsenal facts, Matt, that with the
Well, I
formation of the
had
team?
I was I wanted to touch a little bit on the comparisons between the teams.
Yes.
Um,
But
but y- but um, I actually was looking through looking basically at the titles that they've had,
mhm.
the number of titles.
Right, right,
Um, Manchester United has 20 titles.
right, right.
I believe, what is it, 13 of them since 1992, which that was we were talking the other day about the year that the creation of the Premier League,
Hmm.
1992, I think.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
believe the majority of those titles you were talking about were under Sir Alex Ferguson,
yes. So
who
they had 13 Premier League titles,
yep,
seven First Division titles, which is
yes,
pre-Premier League. So
right,
Manchester
right.
United's dominance has been much more recent uh, than Arsenal's. Arsenal has 10 First Division titles, most of those in the 30s and 40s, and then three Premier League titles in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Now, when you did when you calculated those titles, were those strictly Premier League first division
First,
league
first
titles?
tier league
Okay, okay.
titles, yes, because there's all sorts of there's the FA Cups, there's the
Well,
Community Shields.
yeah, I have being a being a Man U arrogant fan, I had to put in um the FA Cups
Yeah.
and
Eh,
the Champions League championships, which
yes, you have
if you
three.
include those in,
Yeah.
they got 30, I think I counted. Okay. Now the reason I did that was because unlike what we have over on this side of the pond, where the NFL, whatever, they play their season and they win their championships and that's it. The Premier League or English football is a little different because you're not only playing your league games, you're also playing a Champions League if you qualify, a Europa League
if you
if you
qualify.
qualify, an FA Cup if you're lucky enough to get to the end and win the thing. So you're playing a lot of different, you're
It
playing tournaments
gives
basically.
fans a reason. Like think
So
about Crystal
yeah,
Palace fans this past year. It's
oh yeah,
probably the one of the greatest seasons or the greatest season of their lifetime because
yes,
they won a trophy
right,
and they don't really win trophies. And for them to go through that run, and I caught the highlights of the final. It looked like an exciting game,
right, right.
so I was happy for them.
So and then was it who won the club World Cup?
Chelsea.
Okay, Chelsea. Okay, so there you go. So Chelsea got a title.
I still don't know if people care about that.
But I don't
I
think
don't
it's
know.
as I don't think it's as it seems to be. Again, I don't
It
want to.
feels forced right now.
Yeah, it's contrived. I think it's contrived, but I don't want to go in. I don't want to offend anybody because, like you and I said, we're kind of neophytes at this.
Yeah, but that's a brand new thing. This is the first
Yeah,
year
that
that
is new.
thing's
Yeah,
ever
yeah, because I
existed.
never heard
So,
of it before. Yeah.
yeah, well, you didn't hear about it because it didn't exist. Mm, excuse me.
Just a few other facts, if I
Hmm.
can jump in here.
Please.
Um, they won their first league in 1908, first league title,
Mhm.
and this doesn't sound good. Oz, I don't know what he's doing up there.
Oh, these dogs.
Yeah. Ozzy,
Do you want to
come
go up
back
and
here.
check on them and
Yeah,
I'll keep rambling.
why don't you keep
I
talking?
got
Why
some
don't you bring
stuff.
in some facts about Arsenal and I'll be back.
Okay.
Make a point or two. What are you doing, boy? Oh
Oh,
boy,
these dogs of
I don't like
ours.
this.
My father, he has three dogs right now, and I believe he is alone with them. So they are running the house, and he pretends that he has a say in what goes on in the home. So that's what's going on right now. He doesn't know that I'm talking about this, so this will be interesting when he goes back and listens to it. I will talk a little bit about Arsenal. Arsenal was formed in 1886 by munitions workers at the Royal Arsenal in Woolwich. Um, the nickname of the team is the Gunners, or the um, fans are known as the Gooners. The first Southern club in the Football League. They joined in 1893, breaking Northern dominance in the top tier of English football. Uh, so that we were talking earlier about time frames for what that might look like. Oh, I would love to hear the story about what he came back to. And live from his den, Greg. What was going on in there?
He, for our viewers and listeners, we have a genuine four-legged soccer hooligan.
Oh,
So no, it was a
could he grab
toy
a ball
making a
peen
weird
hammer and went
noise.
into the kitchen?
Yes. Well, it sounded like something was scraping on the floor, and it was actually a sound of a toy he has. So no big deal. But yeah, Ozzy's a hooligan.
Interesting. So I was just getting into the initial history of the football club. So they were the first Southern club to join the quote unquote football league. They joined in 1893,
Okay.
um, breaking Northern dominance. So then they played in 1894. So that's why their first game was not until 1894. Dad,
Okay. So
I think
they
that
came
makes
in the
sense.
league a year after the league was formed. Okay.
Yeah. Um, So if you're gonna name all those trophies,
Yeah,
right, then I get to at least include the 2003, 2004 season of the Invincibles. So an
definitely. Oh, yes.
unbeaten in all 38 matches in the Premier League. Uh, Numerous close calls, but they won the Premier League that year. Um,
Now that
and
was what that was what year was that again?
2003,
Okay.
2004.
Did they happen that year? Did they happen to win? Did that team win also the FA Cup that year?
I don't know
And
if
they
I don't.
and the
They've won a lot
Champions
of
League?
FA Cups. They did not win the Champions League.
Okay.
No, the
Okay.
champ. I think they can't. I don't know where they finished in the Champions League that year, and frankly, I could look it up, but I'm not going to.
Right,
I don't
right.
care. I know they didn't win it because I was curious about it one day and I did look it up. They've won 14 FA Cups, so that certainly could have
No.
been an FA
Yeah.
Cup year. I don't have the list of FA Cup seasons. Um, Interestingly enough, though, when I was looking up some history of these two clubs, like versus each other, if Manchester United were to win tomorrow, and this is being taped on August 16th, the evening of, if they were to happen to win tomorrow, they will be the first team to beat Arsenal 100 times.
Oh, wow. It's an interesting fact.
Yeah. Um,
How many times have they played?
uh, you're testing my finger speed here, Dad. Uh,
Well, we can circle
we
back to
can
that.
get back to that. We
That's
can
not
circle
anything.
back to
That's not
that.
anything.
I will
That's not
say that
anything
Arsenal
super
are
critical.
entering their 100th consecutive season in England's top flight. It is the longest ongoing run in the history of soccer
Yeah. Yeah.
or football, as those on the other side of the pond call it.
I'm making
And the
sure tonight.
closest team, I think, is Everton at
Okay.
73 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I'm making sure is using the term football because on the other side of the pond, like you say, it's football. It's not soccer. So
Right.
we want to be respectful since we are talking about two of the elite teams in any English football. We want to make sure we use the correct terminology.
Uh, I had a I had a hell of a time clipping myself probably 5 or 6 episodes ago, correcting you when we were talking about big football clubs and you brought up Tottenham.
Hmm.
And I had to correct you that no, we're talking about big clubs.
Yes.
We're only talking about big
Yes.
clubs.
Right. Right.
Tottenham's not a big club.
Which
We're not
would
talking about
be
them.
which the big clubs would be Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City be in there.
I think we have to put them in there now. They kind of they no, I was gonna say force their way in. No, they bought their way
Yeah.
in.
Is there any more that we would
Chelsea,
classify? Chelsea.
Chelsea,
Okay.
reluctantly.
Yeah.
Um,
But
so 100 consecutive years in the English top flight. I think that's pretty impressive. The late 90s and early 2000s were peak hostility between these two sides. We had Arsene Wenger and Wenger ball with this fluid motion and versus Alex Ferguson. Um, Vieira versus Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, and then a string of title deciding clashes through the late 90s and early 2000s, where one team or the other was winning the title.
mhm,
Between 97 and 2005, there were 7 red cards shown in games between these two teams.
right.
Most famously in 2003, Battle of Old Trafford, when Ruud van Nistelrooy missed a last-minute penalty and was mobbed by Arsenal players because I believe that last-minute penalty that he missed may have, I don't know if it clinched the Invincible season or well, it certainly kept it going because he missed it. He missed a penalty. Uh, a year later, United ended Arsenal's 49 match unbeaten run in a match so heated it sparked a tunnel dust up,
Hmm. Not
which
surprised.
Yeah, not surprised really at all,
And
considering
not only was there a tunnel dust up, I'm sure there were some numerous dust ups after the game on the
probably.
out on the streets and in the local pubs and what have you. But
Well, remember, like a member of this of one of these two teams went cleats first into the crowd at
no,
one
yeah,
point.
yeah. Now the Invincible season would have
Yes.
been during the tenure of Ferguson. So that must have been quite the year.
Well, yeah, I mean they were going.
Was yeah, Ferguson stepped down in 2013.
Yeah, they were Wenger and
So
Ferguson were at
that
the
must have
height
been
of their
quite the year.
powers at about the
Yeah.
same time, so they were clashing with one another. Arsenal have scored in each of their last 11 league visits to Old Trafford, 14 goals total. Despite that, when I say we, I mean Arsenal, we've only won two of our last 18 Premier League games there.
Hmm.
Everything else being a draw or a loss. The
The
last time
what?
United hosted Arsenal on an opening day was 89-90 season. United won 4-1.
Okay. You've mentioned Old Trafford a lot here. Just a side note there regarding Old Trafford. Old Trafford was actually opened in 1910.
For those that don't know, Old Trafford is the stadium that Manchester United plays at.
Oh, quite an old barn, so to speak. So yeah, and
Arsenal moved in Emirates in 2006.
okay,
They were
okay.
at
What was the name of their previous stadium?
um well, see, you're gonna ask me and now I'm not gonna know. I've literally been talking about it for 3 fucking days.
And we talked
We
yesterday.
literally just talked about the other
The
day, and now that you're putting me on the spot, I can't remember it.
the old stadium was 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 the old stadium located where the new stadium is, or was it
It's next door.
it's on property that was in that area? Okay,
Highbury is where they used to play.
okay, okay.
Yes, there. Remember that well, we were there.
Yes, we were there, and it was amazing because
We should talk. Why don't we just talk about that?
well, I know
Because
I'm going to because I was
what we didn't recognize is that I think next door were the apartments. We probably
right,
looked right at
right.
them and didn't notice. I don't know.
Well, I didn't know that, and also I remember
Or
driving
they might have
there.
been on the other side of the stadium from where we were.
And I don't remember if we were in an Uber or a cab, but that doesn't really matter. But we're driving we had a, what, 5 o'clock was it? A 5 o'clock tour, a Legends
Earlier than
tour.
that, I think it was like two.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, it actually was 2 o'clock. I don't know where a 5 o'clock came from, but because we were driving and for what I thought was forever. I'm not
hmm
sure exactly, we were staying at Paddington Station. So I know we're going to North London, but it seemed like we were driving forever, and I'm thinking to myself, we might be late for our scheduled tour because it's
I was
getting
getting a
close to two
little nervous.
o'clock.
I was getting a little nervous.
I said, "Where is this place?" And all of a sudden, we went under a viaduct. Remember that?
Yep.
And came up, very residential area,
Mm.
and there it was, this big, beautiful, new Emirates Stadium sitting right in front of us. So that was
Newish. But yeah, it
so
was
newish,
beautiful.
yeah.
It was
But
all of a sudden it was there. You just
and
boom, it's there.
I'll let you maybe comment on this, but I'll set it up for you. But then we were taking what they called a Legends tour,
hmm
which means a former Arsenal player
Takes
is
you
your guide.
as
He's
your
your tour
guide.
guide.
Yep.
And ours was
Perry
Perry
Groves.
Rose, which I'll let you talk about Perry
Oh,
and
but
the
well, you probably should have let me know to look up Perry Grove stuff. He was an interesting guy. I thought he was very personable. Um, I thought he was very likable and seemed like he'd been doing it for a while. Um, I guess he won a league championship in 88, 89, and 90, 91. Um,
Well, he was playing in the same era because he mentioned, I believe
it was
and
right before the Premier League was created.
okay, but he was playing. I think he was playing on the same time as Beckham was with Man U, right? Were they contemporaries?
I don't know if Perry Groves was on the team at the time because Beckham's more
It might have been Beckham. Might have been
mid
after him.
90s.
It might have been after that. Yeah, because
He's 50
after
now. So early 90s, that would have made him 15. That'd have been too early.
I tell you how he dates himself is because well, if you recollect, at the end of the tour, we got a autographed photo of Perry
Oh, yes,
wearing
I
the
know where you're going with
shortest
this.
shorts
Shortest shorts you've ever
that you could
seen.
find. So definitely, it was definitely pre
It was the
longer
shortest pair
shorts.
of shorts that you could wear as a man without revealing yourself by accident.
But he
It
was, yeah, he
was
was a great guy.
really,
He was
it was fun. I'll
great
post
sense
the
of humor.
pictures. I'll post the pictures that we took, which includes a replica of the trophy, the Invincibles trophy, as well as the real one, which was downstairs. Remember, we got that other picture
Yeah,
taken.
yeah, yeah.
I'll post those pictures. Another interesting tidbit was that the stadium itself smells delicious.
Yes, it does. It smells like an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, so they put garlic in the turf to keep away the snails, and it creates quite the. And then they go ahead and put the lamps on,
Yeah, those those
right?
those lights. Yeah.
And it's like I feel like uh they're just gently cooking the garlic, and it just smells delicious in there.
I was impressed that they actually let us on the field because
Yeah,
I
normally they're.
remember when I remember when my wife and I went on a stadium tour of the of Truist Park in Atlanta, the Braves Stadium, and we got into the home dugout,
Mhm.
but we were cautioned by the guide, don't you dare step on the grass because they will chase us out of here. And I'm thinking to myself, that's grass, okay? We're not gonna hit golf balls on it. We're just gonna look at it. But I was very impressed that at Emirates we were able to, be on the field, not walk all over the field, but be on the field and
We were on the field enough to get up
get the
onto
view.
into
Yeah.
the comfortable seating that they
So it
had
was
there.
a bat, plus you were able to kind of be on the pitch and see the stands around you,
Hmm.
which I thought was very impressive. So I appreciate them allowing us to do that. But I was going to say something else and I don't
That might
remember,
be a
so it'll
thing that
come
they
back to
only
me.
do with the Legends Tour, maybe.
That could be. Well, that could be. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Um, um, Hopefully Arteta isn't watching this because we were in your office,
Yeah, I
even
saw the
though
wine
Perry said,
fridge.
well, we're not supposed to go in there. Don't touch anything,
I
but you
saw the
could go
wine
in.
fridge. Saw it.
Um, yes, everything was, he's definitely a coach because everything is
Meticulous.
very orderly. You can tell he's a very disciplined man. So enjoyed that.
And I liked all the painting, repainting they did in there with big words and things to remember. And the way that tunnel looked, I thought was really cool.
It was neat. It was cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I
That was a
probably didn't need
great
to
tour.
announce myself as the resident Arsenal fan because I have this right above me. It's been there the entire time we've been filming
That's right.
all now 12 episodes of Echoes from the Arena. So yes, Highbury is where Arsenal played from 1913 to 2006 when they closed it down.
Yeah, I do love, and I think that's what's so interesting about. I know we're getting a little bit off track of the two teams, but I think it's important. I love the a lot of the teams are still playing in older stadiums,
Yeah.
and I really think it's neat. I know today when I was watching the
Sunderland has the Stadium of Light.
Sunderland.
Yeah, which I looked up is in Newcastle.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
But the was it the where was the game today's game Brighton Fulham played? Was it played at Brighton?
Oh, Brighton has a newish stadium, the Amex, their Amex
Okay.
something, but
Yeah.
Fulham plays at Craven Cottage.
Well, they have that's an older one, right?
Yeah,
It's an older stadium. Yeah.
that's a cool stadium.
Yeah. No, I do like I do like some of the the new ones are obviously the way to go.
State of the art and stuff,
But
but
the state of the art.
the
You
old ones
probably
have
got
flavor.
your luxury suites just like the NFL stadiums. But I just think some of the old stadiums, it's still kind of neat because there's still quite a few teams that play in older stadiums,
Another
which I think is
interesting
neat.
tidbit is the North London Derby, as we would say here,
Yeah.
um, started in 1913 after Arsenal moved to Highbury because they moved
Okay.
into North London,
Okay.
um, into, I guess Tottenham is saying their backyard. I don't know.
Well, who knows? The just a few other facts, if you wouldn't
Mhm.
mind if I bring up some other
Go ahead.
facts from the Man U side of things here. The 1945 was so right after the Second World War. By the way,
Hmm.
Old Trafford was used during the war, and it did also receive damage from Ger- German bombs.
Oh,
One of the grandstands were destroyed,
during the
so
Blitz.
they had to be repaired. Yes, after the Blitz, there had needed to be some renovation work done.
Mhm.
So Old Trafford has seen a lot of history, uh, both football history and world history. But in getting to that, in 1945, a manager by the name of Matt Busby uh, took the reins, and he was very good as far as um, he kind of revolutionized both the training of the athlete and the tactics of the game, where they became more of a attacking type team. He also created the academy mentality,
Hmm.
where they were scouring the Manchester area for young players, would bring them in and develop them. And because of that, and they were affectionately called the Busby Babes. And they won their first FA Cup at 48. They also won league titles in 1952, 56, 57, all with a nucleus of players that they developed themselves. So
Hmm.
kind of a new concept, which, well, nowadays it's passe. Every team has their academies and are developing,
And the players have to have so many homegrown
players.
players
Yes,
as well.
exactly. Exactly. And then one other fact, which I'm sure you know about this, Maddie, but unfortunately, Man U had a tragedy in 58,
I
1958.
saw something when I was looking through something, but why don't you talk about it? Because I
Yeah,
didn't look it up.
I'll go
I
into it
didn't.
briefly. It was a
Yeah.
plane crash. The plane
Mhm.
was returning from a European Cup match, and crashed, and 23 passengers were killed. Eight of the people who were deceased were players. So
Mm.
obviously there was a major, um, you know,
Loss of
hit
life.
to their loss of life and hit to their squad. So
Hmm.
a rebuilding was obviously in the offing. Um, 10 years later, Man U, again with Busby at the reins, was the first team to win the European Cup. So
And with a name like
there you
that,
go.
it's a good thing you did something because
Yes, yes.
the
Matt
name
Busby.
to me,
I
yeah, it sounds like he's like a comic book detective.
know. And then he left. He left, and in the years between 1970 and 86, they were less than stellar years with Man U. They did, however, win three FA Cups during that time span. However, in 1974, they were relegated.
Mm.
And the good news is they were only relegated for one season. They were promoted the next season and have been up ever since. And then after that, we get into the Ferguson dynasty. So there you go. So any other interesting info from
Tidbits between the
the
teams.
Arsenal side or between teams? Yes.
Well, I wanted you to talk about a little bit the all-time 11.
Yes, I wanted to do that. I'm
Yeah.
glad you reminded me because I totally forgot about it. And I thought this was interesting because as I go down the list, and they were all great MU, Man U players, but there's
Isn't
some
it
people
weird how
that
sometimes your mouth just stops
oh
working
I
when
know
we're podcasting?
I'm saying NU, my alma mater, when I meant Man U. So the way they did this, this was the all-time top 11. Okay.
Yep.
And by this time, Man U was playing a 4-3-3. So
Okay.
this is how this is
Right.
composed. And a lot of these players I've heard of before, thanks to my good friend
Michael.
Mike McConnell, and your favorite uncle. So
Hmm.
um, goalkeeper
It's more like the
Peter
brother I didn't ask for.
Peter Schmeichel, the Great Dane, was
Yes, he's
the all-time
the father
goalie.
of what's his name?
His name is Peter Schmeichel.
His son played at Leicester City, I think.
Oh, okay.
He
Okay.
might have even been the goalie for them when they made the run and
Oh, they
won
made
the
that run?
league.
Okay. He might have been. We need to check into that because that would be interesting. That would be a interesting fact.
Go ahead, I'll look at it. Keep
And
going,
then
I'll
the
look into it.
now we're looking at the backs. The right back is a name, and I know Gary Neville.
Hmm.
Um, one club man, consistent, defensively solid, and he played during the Ferguson years. In the two center backs, one was Rio Ferdinand, and the other was I gotta be careful because I want to get this name right. I
Hmm.
asked you about it earlier. Nemanja Vidic, which
Vidic.
sounds
Croatian.
Croatian. Yes,
Yeah.
sounds Croatian. So I believe that's the case there. And on the other side, the left back was Dennis Irwin. So that's your back line. In the center, we have Paul Scholes, a name I do remember Mike talking about. In the middle is the captain, Brian Robson, also known as Captain Marvel. And on the other center midfielder, Bobby Charlton. And on the right wing, an interesting character.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk just a little bit more about him because I know more about him than the other ones. Because
Before you get in,
yeah, go
before you
ahead.
get into him, can I jump in with the
Yep,
Schmeichel stuff? Because
please
I'm
do.
right.
Yes,
His
okay,
name is Casper Schmeichel. He played
okay,
with Leicester City from 2011 to 2022. So yes, he was the starting goaltender on that 2016 Miracle Run team. He had
right.
15 clean sheets that year. You know where he's currently the starter?
No, uh,
Celtic
oh, okay.
in Scottish Premier League,
Scottish League, Celtic and
which is
Rangers.
where Kieran Tierney went back to.
Oh, did he? To
Hmm.
Celtic?
Yeah, he's playing for them right now.
Interesting. I have to try to catch a game.
Yeah, they
I
got
wonder
cool jerseys.
where can we watch the Scottish League? Is it on? on
It
Paramount
might be
Plus.
on Paramount Plus, yeah.
Let's have to check it out.
And you were just about to say
Yes, I
the
was going to
name of
talk about this gentleman because he was again my 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 buddy, your uncle's favorite player, and I comment about him because, and
well,
we
it's
might
because he was
even
a
do
hooligan. That's why.
well, hooligan, yes, we might do a future show on him and Mickey Mantle because their
Oh,
parent their careers.
they are.
Oh, they're like twins.
Yes.
Um, Mickey debuted a little bit earlier. Who I'm talking about is George Best, and
Twins for great reasons and not great reasons.
uh, yeah, they were fabulous athletes. They were very gifted, but they also were destructive. They both had destructive behaviors. Both
Alcoholics,
probably
womanizers.
drank a little too much and party a
That's
little too much, and because of that, their careers were cut short. I don't think George Best had the physical problems that Mickey Mantle had knee issues, which back in the day, um,
not much you could do with that.
you got to do surgery and you're out for the year. Uh, and nowadays you scope it and you're back. But they had parallel careers, which I thought was really, really interesting because my generation, the baby boomers,
Mhm.
we we idolized, especially living in New York, we idolized the Yankees and Mickey Mantle back in the day. It sounds like a young Irish boy growing up in Northern Ireland in the time when George Best played,
Would have
he
idolized him.
would have idolized him. So I thought that's kind of interesting. But anyway, George Best would be actually the right wing. Striker Eric
Cantona.
Cantona, I should say.
Yeah. You
1990 success,
do you
yes.
remember
During
him
the
from?
what? That's during the Ferguson years, right?
Yeah, he was the guy who kicked the ball through the devil in that Nike ad.
Ah, yes, that's him.
Au
Okay.
revoir, and then he pops his collar and then he kicks the
Yes.
ball through him. That was Eric
Cantona.
Cantona.
Cantona. Eric Cantona. I did not know that.
I think he's French.
Well,
I believe he
I
also
think he
went
is
into. I
French.
believe he's also the guy who went into the crowd cleats first.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
And the left wing, Ryan Giggs. He was the most decorated player in English football history.
Hmm.
A winger with pace, skill, and unmatched longevity. Now, I'm going to mention some bench players because there's some names you probably
Gonna
said,
say there's some
what's going
huge
on
name.
here?
Yeah.
So on the bench, Wayne Rooney.
Hmm.
On the bench,
Wayne Rudy's
Chris,
starting on that team. Sorry.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Same.
On the bench, Roy Keane.
Hmm.
On the bench, unfortunately, he died. I believe he died of the plane crash. Duncan Edwards.
Mm.
Uh, Edwin van der Sar. Dennis Law. Well, I know it was a big name. He's one of the stars that they talk about a lot. And lastly, who did I miss, Maddie?
David Beckham.
David Beckham.
You know, he's not even on that
I
list.
thought Beckham would be on the starting, but I don't know. Maybe these guys, a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
them I
It's
did
just
not see
some random.
play.
It's just some list.
So there
Uh,
you go. There you go.
I'll run through mine real quick.
Okay.
I Goaltender is David Seaman. Yes, I know he has a funny name, but that's his name. He was the goaltender from 1990 to 2003. He had 564 apps, three league titles, four FA Cups. At right back, I when I looked up a starting 11 for Arsenal, too many of them had Lee Dixon at right back.
Right.
Uh, Lee Dixon kind of annoys me, but it's fine. Uh,
It's funny
like
because he's actually my favorite commentator on the
he
broadcasts.
just seems to be extra critical of the team that he played for.
Yeah. Now, what
Um,
position did he play?
right back.
Okay.
Me, I'd rather put Ben White there, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Um, Center backs, Tony Adams, Mr. Arsenal.
Hmm.
669 apps, captain in three
Right.
decades.
Wow. Yep.
Also, the subject of a funny story that was told by Perry Groves. He's the guy who said that he is also an invincible because there's a season that he played that they lost, I believe, one game or two games, and he didn't play in those games because he was in prison. Or not prison, he was in jail, I should say. So he,
Oh,
in the
funny.
games that he played, they were undefeated. Um, the other center back, Sol Campbell, I remember him. He was an invincible as well. But also, I think the tandem that they have right now is elite with Saliba and Gabriel.
Hmm. Yeah.
Left back Ashley Cole. He's the best. He was the best English left back of his generation.
Right.
Also an invincible. I mean, they had some dynamite players this
Right.
time.
Right. Right.
Um, that center at central midfield, Patrick Vieira, who I believe Perry Groves talked about it, I think, in a little bit. Um, Big guy, midfield general, um, other midfield position, Fabregas, who frankly we I wish we would have never gotten rid of, but he went to Barcelona. Uh, he was the youngest captain, I believe, in the history of Arsenal. He was in his early 20s when he became
Wow.
captain. I believe it was. I think he was younger than Odegaard was when he became
Mm.
captain.
Okay.
Um, at right wing, they have Liam Brady. I think Bukayo Saka is going to end up being the greatest right wing of all time for them. At central attacking midfield, Dennis Bergkamp. Hard to argue that.
I was waiting for his name because I
Yep.
know.
Left wing, Robert Pires. Although I have my thoughts on that. I think I'd rather have Ian Wright on the field, frankly. Uh,
Hmm.
but and then at striker, Thierry Henry. He's the club's all-time top scorer. He's an invincible. He's an icon. Um, Went on to play at Barcelona as well. On the bench, Martin Keown. This list has Kieran Tierney on the bench because he was a modern fan favorite.
Mm.
When he was healthy, he was really dynamic, but he
Yeah.
didn't stay
Yeah.
healthy. They also have Jack Wilshere on here, who was basically just called a hero. Freddie Lundberg, Ian Wright, and Robin Van Persie, who coincidentally went and played at Manchester United
There you
then.
go. What happened there? Um, Good list, man. Good list. I must say,
I
going
think
back,
Declan Rice is going to be probably in that central midfield
well, he's pretty
list
dominant. Yeah, he's very
uh,
dominant.
at the end of the day.
Very dominant.
Yeah.
But going back to when you were talking about the backs there, fullbacks, and you know,
Their stable of fullbacks right now is I'm pretty excited about actually.
yeah, they're pretty good. So we'll have to check them out tomorrow. But you were talking about Lee Dixon, and you said, well, yes, but I would prefer Ben White, which um, I know one thing, and you know what I'm talking about, the picture of the stare down that
Oh,
Ben White gave the opposition in the tunnel
yeah.
a
Yeah, I
couple
like
seasons
it.
ago. I said, well, intimidation factor, he's got definitely probably tops.
I liked his I like he seems to be cool under pressure. He makes stuff look. I know he might not even start tomorrow because we have just a
Well,
wealth of talent at
he's been
fullback.
coming in, hasn't he, last season? He's been coming in off the bench like around the
Yeah,
60 minute mark.
it. I'm interested to see what they're going to do tomorrow because it
Yeah,
seemed like last year when Lewis Skelly came in and suddenly started to be this kind of phenomenon where he was playing like somebody much older than his years. And then I think that I think that kind of gave license for Ben to get the surgery that he needed.
right.
So him coming back now, I'm wondering if, does Skelly go the full 90? Do they have Timber slide over to left back then and slot uh, Ben in at right back? Maybe it
Dude,
depends on the scenario because you still have to get Calafiori minutes.
yes, got to get my Italian player.
Hmm.
I Yeah, I'm interested I'm very interested in the matchup. I'm interested in the dynamics tomorrow. Did you happen to listen to the when you watched the Liverpool game? Did you listen to the post game at all? When the two Robbies and Tim Howard made their picks for the eventual
Champion?
champion.
I did not.
Okay, well, um, two of them you'll disagree with, and one you'll agree with. Robbie Mustoe, he picked Arsenal to win the league.
I I usually I never vehemently disagree with Robbie with either of the Robbies, frankly.
Well, Robbie Earl and Tim Howard went to Liverpool. They chose Liverpool will repeat, but I'm not sure
We'll
about
see.
that.
We'll see.
Well, I tell you,
Yeah, but
I
you
think
know what?
Arsenal,
That was a very emotional day for them
well, it's
too.
emotional and it's so early. There's so many games to be played. And again, you got to factor in injuries, unfortunately, because it happens. But I think after seeing what I saw today with City looked impressive again.
Yeah, they got a
Uh,
lot of talent.
Liverpool does look impressive. They're balanced. Uh,
Um,
I think Arsenal's balanced too.
but we'll see how they start the season tomorrow because they really need to get out of the gate good again. Um,
Historically, like you were saying, historically they don't play well in Old Trafford,
yeah,
but
lately
on
I've
paper
well, that's why they,
they're the better team.
yeah.
Because I
I'm
still
glad.
think,
I'm glad that they're playing them early because I think United might look a little bit different later in the
mhm,
season
yeah,
if the new acquisitions start to pay off and they start to take a hold of the system that
right.
Amram's playing.
I like him as a coach. I do think he might be the right person to
They have to let
get this
somebody
team
be there
back.
for a little while,
Hmm.
which I know I understand you have to like, yeah, you gotta win games and I get all that, but I don't know.
Well,
They need some stability.
it's it's kind of like too. You can comment on this, but I kind of equate that job with like, taking a job as a manager of the New York Yankees or,
Yeah.
taking a
Or the
job
Cowboys.
as the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, you're under the microscope. You got lots of pressure. I really think Ten Hag, when he got there, I don't think he realized
I don't
the
think he quite
pressure he
understood
was
the
going
kind
to
of pressure.
be
And he
under. Yes.
and I think he tried to play it off as no, no, I'm ready for this
Right.
and I knew that it was going to be like this, but I don't know that he knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. That came up actually unrelated to English football, but American football. That came up yesterday. One of your fellow alumni from Syracuse, Pugh. What was it? What's Justin Pugh
Mm.
was
Just
talking
retired.
about. He just retired. He was on Good Morning Football talking about
Mm.
the quarterback situation and with the Giants. So they got three quarterbacks. Who's going to be the starter? But he commented on the fact that playing in New York is a whole different animal. So, and
Your
the same
mic,
being a manager
your mic's a little wonky,
at
Dad.
Man U or Arsenal for that manager. So,
Your mic's a
or
little
for that,
wonky. Your mic, your mic.
yeah, the dogs are barking.
Oh,
I'm kind of,
you're a little
I don't know
stuck.
if it's got, I don't think the mic is picking it up, hopefully, but
No, it's muffling your voice a little bit, but
okay.
it's all right. I thought maybe the thing came out.
Every time the fire trucks go through, dogs
Oh,
bark.
well, that's nice. Every time.
It's about 2 or 3 times a day.
Uh, I was gonna give my predictions
Yeah.
for the season. I'm gonna go big and say that I predict Arsenal will actually finish the race at the top this year. The last time they won three, or they came in second place 3 seasons in a row, and the fourth season they broke through. So
I agree.
I
No, I
see
agree.
that. I think a good season for United realistically is probably I want to say top eight, but like I don't know. I look at that roster and it's like if they can put together some kind of defensive cohesiveness,
Hmm.
they could like get back into European football,
Right.
be a top six team, you know,
Yeah,
or a
I would
top five
concur with
team.
that. I would concur with that. Um,
I guess if I would think if it were if I was going from 15th to say 7th, I don't know that I would be real mad about that if I saw the team heading in the right direction.
I agree with you on Arsenal because I really think if Arsenal wasn't bit by the injury bug, now again, you gotta factor that in. But
Yeah.
if they weren't bit by the injury bug last year, I think they would have had a possibly a chance to reel in Liverpool. Um, but they
Every
just, I
time
think,
Liverpool gave them a window, they didn't take it. They
yeah,
couldn't take
why?
it, but they also had, you know, their Champions League run too. I would have
So,
liked to see them do better against PSG, but
right, right.
you know,
But I
won't have
think
to worry
Man,
about them, at least not the goaltender, because he's gone.
right, yeah.
He left
What
over
the
at P
goalie from
PSG.
PSG,
Hmm.
Italian?
Yep.
Or where did he end up? Where's he playing this year?
He's not anywhere right now.
Huh. Wow.
I
Why would he
saw a
leave it?
rumor that he would be going to Man City.
Oh, wow. Well, Man City's got an issue with their keeper.
Yeah, he's
He
not really a
was
Pep type style
he
goaltender.
was they were saying it was a stomach issue, but we all know it was a he doesn't want to play for Man City anymore. So I don't know what the reason was, but you said it was a Pep issue, which I can see
Well,
that.
no, I was saying that
Oh,
Donnarumma, the guy that I'm talking about, the Italian keeper,
oh, okay.
he's not really the style keeper that Pep really likes. I think he likes somebody that is able to move the ball a little bit,
Well,
and
plus he's a
Donnarumma is limited
typical.
there.
Oh, he's limited. Plus he's a typical. The Italians have that that air of flamboyance, maybe if
I
you
think the
want to
word you're
call it.
looking for is panache.
Well, panache, yeah, they have that. The Italians are they're showy. When you've got when you got
Well,
the world's finest designers make your national jerseys, you kind of have an attitude, and that's the Italians. But yes, I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know he left PSG.
yeah, it was I don't know if it's a contractual, I think it's a contractual issue or some freaking thing. I don't know. But I'd be glad not to see him at PSG next year.
But I do think City probably needs to find a goaltender.
Well, then that
So
might be a natural fit, unfortunately, because I don't want to see him in the Premier League.
no, I know,
I don't even know if he wants to play in the Premier League. He hasn't played in the EPL.
right, right.
If he didn't like getting bumped around in the Arsenal game, he's not going to like it for 38 matches.
No, I know. Yeah, it's a very physical league.
Mhm.
A lot of great players every game. Even if you're playing a bottom team, you're gonna there's some skill there. And what I was
The
commenting
was it
to
you?
yesterday.
Were you commenting on the gap between the? I thought that we were talking the other day about the gap between like the championship and the Premier League
Yes, yes,
is
yes. I equated. I kind of equated with the if you use another sport as kind of to compare like ice hockey, what's the gap between the American Hockey League and the National Hockey League?
pretty substantial.
There's some guys in the AHL that just are never going to be NHL players.
There's some guys that are too good for the AHL that aren't good enough for the NHL.
That's right. That's why it's a weird dynamic there. And I think the
That
same is
tells
true.
me that there's yeah, but doesn't that tell you that there's a
No, there's
chasm?
a huge
There's a
gap. And
there's a big gap.
like what you were saying the other night, we were talking about Wrexham, and Wrexham lost to Southampton, who was the worst team in the Premier League last year
By a lot.
by a lot. And they lost, and they beat Wrexham, which, was the darling of everybody. And but I just think the gaps there. And I was watching the game yesterday, and I just saw just the speed.
Mm.
Again, being a defender and having a guy come down on you,
You also,
you got to play it right, or you're going to get burned.
I mean, you also saw the top team,
Oh yeah, well yeah.
or the reigning league title champion,
But
and
Bournemouth wasn't a bad team
but
either.
no, Bournemouth's not, and I'm I'm interested why we didn't see more Semenyo in the preseason
Yeah.
because he seemed very dynamic. I was texting with Dave this morning about because I uh, had caught the highlights, and the second goal was like a heat check
Hmm.
to me,
Right.
and he and I were agreeing on it on that. But it's like I don't know. Let me just hit it from here at this point. Like we've come this far, but Liverpool did come back and win that game.
Right. Right.
Um,
They made
Federico
it interesting,
Chiesa had an
but
interesting finish with the outside of his foot,
yes, yes.
and then Salah finished the scoring. Um, what do you think about tomorrow, though?
About the Arsenal game, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be close for a bit, but I do think that we have to see if Man U has been the last few seasons. Now, again, this might be a whole different team. I did see him play some games in that summer series they had, but it's hard to tell with that. Um, Man U does seem to have an issue with playing defense at times. They get in a real funk and they're running all over the place and they're not covering, and it's so
I,
I
I
just think it'll be close for a while, but I think Arsenal will most likely win the game. Like maybe like a 2-1 or
I was
3-1.
thinking
Yeah,
2-1
yeah,
finish. Uh, there's some interesting plot lines for tomorrow's game. I think one of them being Man United possibly starting an entire new front line.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm wondering how his defensive system is going to translate to the Premier League. Um, and if he has the horses to do it, if he's got the athletes to run it. Um, because if they're not better defensively, they're still going to lose games. I think they're going to be probably quite a bit better offensively. They were pretty horrible last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I think they only had like 44 goals in 38 games. You guys score more than that.
But the
Uh,
prior two managers just really never, and maybe again, maybe they didn't have the athletes back there, but they just never addressed the defensive issues that the team had, and it was predictable. You could you could see it coming when they were down in their end and trying to defend, and teams would apply pressure, and they were
and at
they
the
were
time, they
off.
had the best goalie in the world, and
They had a
David
great
De
goalie,
Gea
yeah. They had a great
just
good
wasted his
goaltending, but
time.
as our buddy Mike would say, whenever I talked to him about the game, we would debrief the game, and he would say they're shite.
Normally, yes.
So I don't know. I just yeah, I will have to see. We'll have to see if he. I'm assuming he is addressing the defense because again, that's
Well, part of
what
a
he's going to
better
have to
defense will
do.
be not playing, you know, not having an offense that can score at all, unless it's a free kick from Bruno or, some sort of set piece.
Yeah, and
And
I'm not from a coaching standpoint. I'm assuming that I'm equating, soccer as far as building a team.
Mhm.
you kind of build from the goaltender out, right? Much like hockey. If you can keep the score low and keep keep the opposition from scoring or scoring not often, then you have a chance every game. But if they have these they seem to have had run-ins before of just not being able to cover in the defensive zone, which is very frustrating.
Well, I'm hoping that our Arsenal can exploit that tomorrow. I'm hoping that we're going to see a reinvigorated Martin Odegaard because he's really, I've been concerned about his play since he came back from that injury.
Yeah.
He looked
Yeah.
good for like 2 games and then didn't look good for much of the rest of the season. I'm a little surprised they haven't brought in a left wing. I know that Noni can play over there, who's the wing from Chelsea. But I think he's primarily going to be the backup for Saka.
Right.
Give Saka some cover there. But an athlete like him should be on the field probably more than that. So I may be incorrect on that. I also see like a 2-1 ish style game. I think the crowd is going to be they're going to be they're going to be ready for tomorrow.
They'll be ready. I'll be excited.
Mhm. And we will see the appearance of the Arsenal third jersey.
No, is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Is that throwback with the collar?
Yep.
Nice. I like that.
I like it
I
too.
like
It's
that.
very sharp.
Did you order your jersey yet?
No, I gotta hold off. I got other things I'm paying for.
I think
But
I told you I liked when Man U was playing on the summer series.
that
The
purple and white joint.
the track suits were purple. Well,
Yeah.
great looking track suits. So I don't know if that combination is going to be a third jersey because it really looks neat. I really like it.
I
I
wonder,
don't know. The only
well,
people wearing it were the coaching staff. So I don't know if it's just a
it's gotta be like a lifestyle
that's I
thing.
think
You gotta go on their website probably, Dad.
yeah, I have to look.
Mhm. You go on Manchester United's website because
I
Arsenal
think I
has does stuff like that all the time.
I'll do that. Yeah. Well, this is another show. We already addressed the Adidas Puma thing, but and this is another show. But I just think the if you want to look at a league that knows how to market, you got to study the Premier League
We've talked about that
because
ad nauseum, both on
they
and off mic.
they sell tons of merchandise.
They sell shit.
Yeah.
They move
Well, they
units.
well look at the Arsenal store when we were in there. How many different kits they have, different caps, all kinds of different garments.
Hmm.
Uh, Amazing. They are marketing titans. So, and every team, I think I showed you that ad that Adidas did for Newcastle
Yeah, did you
with the
see
new
that
kit.
Liverpool is wearing Adidas
Yes, I
again?
saw that. I
They
saw
looked
that.
very Adidas-y
Yes, I saw that.
yesterday with those white
Yep,
lines. It looked sharp, I thought, because they wore
and
long sleeves yesterday
yeah,
too.
yes. And FYI, Puma makes the official ball this year
The
of
official
the
ball
Premier League,
of
which
the
was
Premier League.
Nike.
They
It is
also
now Puma.
are kid out Man City.
Right. Yes.
Um,
Yes. So,
Perennial punchy bag of Premier League fans everywhere.
yes. Because I think the NFL, with the third jersey and all that, they try to do this stuff, but it's just not the same. It's just not like the Premier League. I
I
mean, I'm
just
not gonna,
don't
I'm
feel
not
like they're not
knocking.
moving units like the EPL is as far as like the where the teams are and the amount of stuff that they're moving per
Right.
capita has
Like
got to be higher.
I'm not knocking them at all. So don't take this the wrong way. But and
I am.
you and I have been in both stores. You look at the Bills store at the stadium, and you compare it to Arsenal's shop at the
Yeah.
stadium, and it's not even. It's like night and day. It's not even. close.
There's a level of merchandise that they just don't have.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's if they have issues getting merchandise from
Well,
Nike.
I think
I'm talking
part of
about
the
the NFL
problem is
now.
that they're pricing out NFL fans. The
Well,
stuff's
they
so
are.
goddamn
Well, it's very
expensive.
expensive. Even a replica
I
jersey.
walked out of the Arsenal stores and dropped probably $250 and came out with a bunch of stuff, including what I have on right now.
Now, the Arsenal jerseys that you bought at the store,
Uh-huh.
are those replicas or authentics?
Here's the funny thing, Dad. Here's what I actually think. Because I've looked into this. I think they're replicas, but they're actually nicer than the authentics. Because the authentics are like the dry material, so they
Hmm.
don't have this stitched on Adidas stripe. They have an ironed on one to basically take off weight.
Okay.
So it's the lightest garment you could possibly have. But it's more because I think this part is made out of a different fabric. This part
Right.
here, like
Right.
the body part. So actually, I think the replica ones are in some cases nicer looking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I could be completely wrong. Do not come at me in our Facebook comments or anything if I'm wrong, but
Well, I would
I
agree
just
with you because I like. Okay. So I'm totally agree in agreement because I noticed because I was looking at it, having been in the business myself, and licensed merchandise.
Mhm.
The Premier League replicas, if that's what they are, look like the real thing. And they fit like
the
the
real
real thing.
thing. They're a little
Now,
snug.
what I what I don't like, and again, that's because I'm actually
Somewhat of an expert.
in shape too. I don't like buying a replica NFL jersey because they're made
No,
like a box.
it's chintzy too.
And they're not, and it's chintzy, and everything is like a screen or something,
The-
and they're not cut for someone who, wants a jersey. It looks like a authentic, but it's replica cost
It's a
because,
race to the bottom.
you're talking NFL authentics, full
400
authentics are
bucks.
about $400. So that's
That's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I can even a replica, I should say, even an authentic Premier jerseys is how much?
I think it was 130 bucks. Or
So,
now it might have been 130 euros, which is, quite, it's still a good chunk of money, but it's ain't $400 crying out
I
loud.
think it's much or yeah, I know, I
This is a,
understand.
and
There's
this is
less,
a replica that I have on.
right.
This is stitching. This is stitching. This is stitching. This is ironed on. This is all stitched. This collar is some stitching, some designing. And then the sockest number on the back and stuff is ironed on.
Right.
But I got like this is a patch, like an actual patch,
Right.
the
Right.
actual Champions League patch. And interestingly enough, if you win the Champions League, you get to put a number inside of this
Oh, do you?
soccer
Okay,
ball.
there you go.
Yes.
Uh, and I know I wanted to, make us understand. I do know that a soccer jersey is a little different than a football jersey. An American football jersey, it does need to be more durable because there's a lot of abuse going on in the game, and you don't want to go through jerseys every week. But and the same thing, I just think what we're talking about is makes sense because I do think that the merchandising, I think the price points with Premiership gear is much more fan friendly
Realistic.
and realistic. Yes, yes. So
I don't understand where they think that people are going to. I have a thing with the whole Fanatics thing that I don't really like,
right.
that I don't really have time to get into right now because it could probably take up a whole goddamn show. But I just feel like the merchandise is getting kind of crappier on the NFL side.
It is. I
And
totally
if
agree.
you want something nice, you're really paying for it.
And again, I
And
don't
like
talk
even
as a
and hold on. I know
okay.
that you said that you're not trying to And I don't care. I give a fuck. Uh, I think the merchandise is getting chintzier and chintzier and crappier.
Hmm.
And I'm not the only person that thinks that, and I'm not the only person that notices that the quality's getting crappier while the costs are going up.
Right,
So if I want to get
right.
a decent shirt, like the Rich Stadium shirt that I have, that's an homage shirt, I gotta
Hmm.
pay $40 for a
Hmm.
goddamn t-shirt. Now
Right,
that's
right,
yes, it is tri-blend. It's exceptionally comfortable. It's in my top five rotation of
right,
t-shirts.
right.
However, it's just not worth that kind of money. I can get a t-shirt that's almost as nice if I had the ability to screen print on what they screen printed on it. I could get a t-shirt that's virtually almost as nice for $12.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know this because I've done it and I've bought like a dozen of a t-shirt, just a
Right,
bunch of different colors.
right.
And so like I know how much it costs, or I got a general idea of how much it costs. Even if you wanted to double that,
Right, right.
I'd call it a $22 shirt or a $24 shirt. Fine. It's still not how are we charging and
I
how are we
also,
paying these prices?
and the other thing I like is the I have a little issue. Again, I don't talk from I talk from a standpoint, having been in the business myself, I talk from a kind of an educated standpoint. Granted, I've been out of the business for a long time and things have changed, but like I like, for example, when we were in the Arsenal store,
Hmm.
uh, I'm not saying all their hats because they might have had some Adidas hats in there, but the majority of their hats is a quality cap made by a company called 47.
Hmm.
And you have some, I know you do. And
Yeah, two
I
of
have a
them.
lot of 47 hats here. I did get an Arsenal hat there, but they make a really good hat. And
How many times you can hit that camera?
I don't know, it's in the way here. But so I
No,
just
I
think
have two
I think
Arsenal
quality.
47 hats. I might have a dozen 47 hats.
Well, I have a
They
lot of
make
47
they make
hats.
great
Yes,
hats.
I have a USA Hockey 47 hat. I know they make an
But I got a
NFL
Sabres hat
line.
floating around here somewhere.
Oh,
We
do you?
haven't shit on them yet tonight.
No, not yet. We'll have to wait till they go to training camp and see
Yeah.
what they can cook up. But yeah, so I think when you're looking at quality, I think when you're looking at price point, when you're looking at selection, I think the Premier League knows what they're doing.
And I know that Bill probably still wants to hear the episode on some of that early 90s Bills gear
Hmm.
that you would
Hmm.
know a lot about.
Yes, yes,
And I think we would like to still deliver that episode. So
yes.
just because we're talking about
Well, definitely.
gear and we've done our Adidas Puma episode and we're talking about quality of uh, some of the products that are coming out of these respective leagues doesn't mean that we're scrapping that idea. So
Right, right.
Bill, don't worry.
Yes, we will get to it. We're going to get to it.
I want to talk about Mirage and starter jackets.
Yes, yes, yes. We will talk about them, and yeah, there are a lot of companies that I think there were more companies when I was in business in the late 80s, early 90s there are a lot of companies that were had licenses, especially for apparel, than there is
Hmm.
now. I don't know, because remember the logo athletic gear
Oh, Dad, I remember all of it, please.
and yeah, and as you said, Mirage
Apex
and
One.
Chalkline and
See, I didn't remember that
Salem.
one.
Yeah, Salem did the t-shirts,
Hmm.
the and Trench, which was a Buffalo company that did t-shirts and pennants and what have you. I don't think they're in business anymore. I don't know who makes the pennants now, but yeah, Starter obviously. Uh, lots to talk about.
Anything else you wanted to discuss this evening?
No, I think we're
No,
pretty
there's
much
no,
exhausted it.
well, no, there is a little bit of Bills news.
What was the
James
game
Cook
at?
signed the
Yeah,
extension since
yeah.
our last episode. Glad it's done.
Glad he's happy, and as usual, as per usual, our friend Nick Wright felt that the Bills were wrong, giving him a 4-year deal. But I said, Nick, shut up. Just you're a Chief
Do
fan, and
I
that's
do I have concerns about a 4-year deal for a 26-year-old running back? Sure, I
oh, he's
do. But
young. He's young. Well, yeah, but he's still
but
young. So
but
he'll be
for the fourth
30.
year,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I do worry about that. Do I give a shit about what Nick Wright says? No,
Well,
not anymore. He has shown himself to be a, I don't know.
I do think the Bills. This might change. I'm not saying it's going to always be that way, but I do
But
like
you know
the Bills
what? The
do
window's
manage
open right
his.
now.
Yeah,
They need to keep the problem that they would have is that you're trotting Josh out there with, yes, a bunch of some shiny new pieces, but we haven't seen it really in action, so we don't really know.
right.
So all we have is, these unproven commodities, and excuse me. And I think at least knowing that Cook's coming back, giving that home run hitting ability, that is a big deal, I think.
Well, I agree, and I think again, I do think the Bills are good at managing his carries, and I think they do. If you want to use the term, what's the NBA term?
Load management.
Load management. The Bills are doing it with Cook. I mean, he's going to basically see the field on first and second down. And then you're going to bring in
Yeah.
either, you're going to bring in most likely
Ty Johnson.
Kai Johnson because he's a little better with catching the ball and then running after catch. You got Ray Davis who gets his carries. So, you know,
Mm, I would say that James Cook's better with running after catch, but catching ball, yes.
but anyway. And again, maybe Johnson sees the field more because his ability to pick up a blitz. So I don't know, but
Interesting to see how they're going to fit all of these wide receivers because there's a lot of talent there, and I'm wondering if maybe somebody, a name, is not going to make the team.
I think it's very possible. But although I was reading today and they think maybe, did I hear the 6 or 7 receivers might make the team?
Well, they
Does
might
that
need,
make sense?
yeah, because if Chanel stays,
Well, he was supposed to be our kick
he's going
returner
to be the
too.
kick returner,
So he'll be more
maybe.
special teams. Yeah.
Mm. But then who are you going to cut?
Yeah. Well, that's the,
You're not going to cut Keon Coleman.
no,
You're not going to cut Shakir.
no.
You just signed Elijah Moore. You
Hmm.
just signed Joshua Palmer.
Yeah.
You're going to have a $12 million cap hit if you cut Curtis Samuel. That's five right there.
I wouldn't want to cut him anyway because I think he makes big
I
plays.
think
I think
he's
he made some big plays
dynamic. The
last year.
problem is he's not healthy very
Oh, he's going to
often.
stay on the field. Yeah. So yeah, it's and that what's his name? Shavers.
Yeah.
Well, he had a good day. We'll see what he does this evening. But he's another possibility. Or does he make the team? Does he go
Mm.
on the practice squad? Which means he'll probably see the field at some point this year. Because
I'm
I
such a
wasn't.
Bills fan that I didn't even know they were playing tonight because I don't care about the
Yeah, the game
preseason.
started at 8 o'clock. Yeah, it started at 8 o'clock.
Mm.
But I'll catch a little bit of it.
Yeah, same.
Well, I'll see him next week because I got tickets for the game here against Tampa Bay, which will have a large Bills contingent.
Yes, I imagine it'll be quite large.
If what I hear on social media is true. So
All right.
there you go.
So next episode, I think we're gonna jump over to hockey again, right?
We are going to talk about
We're gonna take a trip down uh memory lane and go back into the past.
yes. We are going to refer to a song which both of us are we're big fans of this group called the Tragically Hip,
We are.
and they wrote a song called 50 Mission Cap.
They did.
And in the song, they made mention, and this is actually where I learned about this. I didn't know about this player until the song. And that's unusual because it's, you and I are both lifelong hockey fans.
I'd never heard of Bill Barocco
And
before.
reading the book about him, he was a pretty instrumental player for them in the late 40s and early 50s. So we're going to talk about Bill Baralco and his disappearance and the song that was written by Gord Downie regarding this incident and some information that's a little bit interesting. So it kind of gets us started for the hockey season, but the reason we're doing this is the anniversary of his disappearance is coming up at the end of this month. So that's why
Hmm.
we're doing it.
Yeah. Legally, I don't think we can actually play the song, but we
No,
can
I don't
talk
think we
about
can.
it.
I think as Cap will have a problem with us doing that.
Yeah.
It's
So
a good song too.
it is. 50 Mission Cap. It's on the album Fully Completely.
Now we can't play the song, but can we read the lyrics
Yeah.
or parts of the lyrics?
No, we can read the lyrics.
Okay. So we'll have to do that.
We do that. And I know all the lyrics by heart anyway, so maybe doing that anyway.
Yeah, I know. I know.
All right, I'm trying to find the Bills game over here, but is it on
It's on
Prime?
Fox. It's on Fox tonight.
Oh, Fox.
It's a
That's
national
why.
game.
A national preseason game?
Yeah.
And for crying out loud, this country
Josh
just
might
love
play. Josh
football.
might be playing tonight because I don't think he's going to play next week. Because I think next week they're going to have way too many people they need to look at.
Yeah.
So I would be surprised if he
They're showing
plays.
MLB baseball over here.
Oh, are they? They said Fox. Or is it Fox Sports maybe? I
The
don't know. I thought they said Fox.
F is going on?
That's the problem with all these services and what have you. You don't know where to find your
I don't know
games.
where to find the game. I
Okay.
guess I'll have to use the internet now to frickin' find the damn game. All right.
That's the problem.
We're
All
rambling.
right.
I will close us down. So for Greg, I'm Matt. This has been episode 12 for Echoes from the Arena, and we'll see you next time to talk a little bit about Bill Barilko, 50 Mission Cap, and the Tragically Hip. Good night.
Good night.